Ladies and gentlemen, good day and viewers. Today I'm going to discuss with you about the very famous book, a very famous Russian novel, the name of which is Dr. Zhivago, written by Boris Pasternik. Dr. Zhivago tells the story of Yuri Zhivago, a man torn between his love for two women while caught in the tumultuous course of 20th century Russian history. Yuri's mother dies, who is a still young boy, and he is raised by his uncle Kolya, enrolls at the university in Moscow, studying medicine. There he meets Tonya, and the two marry and have a son. Sasha. Yuri becomes a medical officer in the army and is stationed in the town. He meets Lara, woman whom he saw. Lara's the woman's daughter, exchanging glances with another man, Komorowski, at a party. The first time he visited the house of woman's daughter. The second time he visited Lara tried to shoot Komorowski at a party and instead wanted to prosecute her from the court. Lara is married to Pasha, a young soldier who is missing, and she has come west to find him. She has a daughter, Katya, whom she has left in Uratin, her birthplace in the Ural Mountains. Yuri is captivated by Lara, but he returns to his wife and son in Moscow. Times are difficult and the family must struggle to find food and firewood. They decided to move east to Veryaniko as an estate once owned by Tonya's grandfather, but now being worked as collective. The journey is long and difficult, but when they arrive, they find plenty of food and wood. They begin in a fear that lasts 2 months before Yuri decides to break off contact and confess all of his wife. On his way, he is captured by the partisan army, which conscript him as a medical officer. Yuri is forced to remain with the army through the end of the war between the Tsarist whites and the communist reds. When he is released, he returns to Uratin and find Laura. The two spend several months together, and they got Veryakino to hide. Lara's former husband, Pasha, became a leader in the Urals, but is now wanted. Komorowski returns and urges them to go east with them and to avoid being killed. Yuri's family has been exiled to Paris, and he's promised the opportunity to go west and to be safe to join them. Yuri tricks Lara into taking her daughter and going with Komorowski while he remains at Veryakino. Yuri returns to Moscow and finds work. He begins living with Marina, the daughter of family friend. He and Marina have 2 children. Yuri, old friend Misha and Nikki, encourage him to resolve his divided loyalties towards Tonya and Marina. He finds a new job, but on the way to his first day at work, he dies of heart attack. Lara comes to funeral and asks Yuri's half-brother lawyer if there is any way to track the location of a child given away to strangers. She stays for several days and then disappears, likely dying in concentration camp. Years later, Misha and Nikki are fighting in World War II and encountered laundry girl Tanya, who tells them her life story. They determine that she is the daughter of Lara and Yuri. So the actual name of this novel is Lara's Theme. This is written by Boris Pasternik, a Russian writer on those days, and the West had, and this This novel had won the Nobel Prize for Literature, but in those days the Bolshevik authorities pressed and forced Boris Pasternik not to accept this prize. And ladies and gentlemen, if you see, you can watch a movie by the name of Dr. Zhivago, written, it is directed by a famous director, David Lean. If you see that movie, you will find it very interesting and you will enjoy that movie. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Zhivago, one of the gripping and best novel I have ever read, and the movie side by side I saw is very interesting, which will remain in my memory throughout my life. Thank you very much for nice